bath showers, when they have like the glass shower door, on your glass
Can you hear me? Okay, good.
shower.
Could everybody take their seats, and we're ready to get started. Welcome to our first Purposeful Homestead after a little break that we had, and we're back at it again, and we are so happy to have our guests with us, which I'll introduce in a minute, but first I want to do a little Purposeful Homestead. For those of you who have been to it in the past, we always have a minute in the garden, and we talk about what you need to be doing in your garden for the next month. Well, since we're already in February, March, yeah, we just did in February. Well, you didn't get to see what to do in January and February, but that's okay, you can catch up. And anybody who has a garden is interested, the January, February, and March handouts are over on the table. I put them together in a little binder like this, so I can know what to do every month as to what I need to start planting seeds, indoor, outdoors, or what have you. So help yourself to those when they're done. And next month, I have flyers for next month. Our Purposeful Homestead will be the Buchan family. They did it a year or so ago, and it's backed by popular demand. People didn't get to come or whatever, so they're going to be doing a sourdough bread baking class, so that'll be next month. So, okay, now we're going to start with, we have Mercy, who's in the other room, and Tyanna. They're with a group called Med Missionary, and they started really during COVID and are just an educational forum where people can learn healthful things, natural remedies, and I'm not even going to say what all that you guys say what you do, but you can say it much better. So we're going to let Tyanna start us off with a little bit about you. And
yeah, thank you so much for having us here. Your first meeting here at Purposeful Homestead. Very happy to be there. We're going to be presenting natural remedies for autoimmune disorders. So Mercy, who's in the kitchen, she'll come out here in a minute. She is a co-founder of Med Missionary. It's mainly focused on autoimmune diseases. So we focus on how we can live our lives, especially through foods, to decrease pain and inflammation. And it covers a wide variety of illnesses. So all of these things that we teach are part of that, what we're going to be going through today. And I've been working with Mercy since back in Texas in the early 2000s, like 2001, we did a lot of classes together. And when we came here to California, I kind of ventured off, and I'm now doing work in India. So I'm working on, I've got a school, and I'm working on some projects, praying about what the Lord has for us next, what's opening up in India. So, but it's all the same principles we like to teach and share everywhere we go, so we can all be healthy and strong. So thank you for having us. Let's have a quick word of prayer, because without God, none of this is possible. Father, Lord, thank you so much for this time now here to stand before your people, Lord, and to share these simple foods that can change our lives and bring healing and health to our bodies and to our minds, Lord, so that we can be complete in one, so we can hear your still small voice, Lord, in the chaos of the world that we're living in today, to bring us peace. Father, we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. So what I'm going to be going through, the foods I'm going to be talking about today, we've got seven foods we're going to be going over would be onion, ginger, garlic, turmeric, aloe, orange peel, and charcoal. If you don't have one of the handouts, you can get those. It's over on the table, or if you raise your hand, we can hand you one. And just because it's a lot of information and we've got a short amount of time, so we've got some notes there. So what I want to do is go over the benefits and then how you can use it. So it's great to know what it's good for. We do have, all of these are research-based. There's scientific journals out there with a wide variety of information. We'll go over a little of that. But most important, how do we use it? If this is good for us, what do we do with this onion? What do we do with it? There it is. How do we use it? Okay, so that's most important. So that's what we're going to start with, is onion. And like I said, some of the research, this just shows you that there's research out there, and you see the references there. I'm not going to read this, I'm going to highlight this. There's a lot of information. So there's more than 400 compounds identified in onions that are health benefits. Phytochemicals, the benefits, they're antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. They help with the cardiovascular, cancer prevention, and immune function. Another study here is talking about the organosulfates and the quercetin. We probably heard about some of these, and people are talking about these things. The allium family, which is onions, garlics, leeks, chives, shallots. These have lots of health benefits. 16 species have proved potential anti-cancer properties. Anti-cancer, can you imagine? And there is this protective barrier in our brain that keeps bad things out. Well, one of the things in onions, the quercetin, actually can go through the blood-brain barrier and help protect. So it's neuroprotective or neurodegenerative disease, so like dementias and Alzheimer's. Onion has anti-aging properties. Isn't that amazing? Protect against aging and age-related diseases. Onion and garlic in the allium family, these are used for foods, but medicinal. We look at these as medicinal elements. They can help with disturbances of the GI tract, so they can help with that. And then right above that you can see cancer, coronary heart disease, obesity, cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension, with your eyes, a wide variety of illnesses. Isn't that amazing? Onion, there's studies that show that onions help with gastric ulcers. So as you're going to see today, when we do our onion that we're going to be giving you samples of, we're going to use the skins also, the peels. Onions are good for blood thinners, so this helps with our heart health, right? So it minimizes the aggregation of those blood. We don't want our blood clotting up like that. Oh, I love this one. It's an anti-allergenic. So, you know when you get the sneezy and your nose is all stopped up? So onions are known for having properties to inhibit this histamine release, the inflammatory cytokines, the things that make you all stuffed up. Onion. It helps with high blood pressure, hypertension, and diabetes. I think we've already talked about that. Onion is good for gout. It helps, it has anti-gout properties. Post-surgical scars. So there's a study about post-surgical scars. There's many active ingredients in there that will help diminish scars, improve the appearance and the texture of scars. Onion can also help prevent scars, especially for burns. If you are in the kitchen cooking and you get a burn, you take a piece of onion and you just tape it on there. And it's not going to blister. You don't have to babysit it. I'm a nurse, so I am busy with, if I don't do that, I'm busy washing my hands the next couple of days at work, changing dressings because I've got this blister that's open. I put the onion on, no problem. Also, we just talked about wounds, so you can do a topical application. We're not going to be demonstrating topical onion, but with wounds and burns and stuff, you can do it topically. I actually did have a burn on my leg, and I was able to, this study talks about that, taking the inside peel of the onion like that, just peeling that and covering wounds with that while it's healing. Incredible, incredible healing that onion can do. It has, I mean, have you not seen how many purposes onions have already shown us? So numerous pharmacological properties. So instead of taking those pills from the pharmacy, which have side effects, that maybe you have to take another pill because this pill gives this side effect, you just take your onion. We've got anti-diabetic, anti-cancer, anti-platelet, effects on the bones, cardiovascular, GI problems, nervous, respiratory, urogenital, anti-osteoporosis, blood pressure, anti-spasmodic, diarrhea, neuroprotective in the brain, asthmatic, and also diuretic, getting all that extra fluid off. So I won't go through, I'm just going to look if there's anything we haven't seen already. Anti-obesity, platelet, osteoporosis. I think we've gone through all of these already. Helps with cholesterol. So many, everybody I see is taking a cholesterol pill. Why not just take some onions? Why not just have some onions? Because I know in time gone past that they've pulled some of those medicines off the market because they're not safe. Onions are very safe. Helps with the liver, we see that. Reproductive protection, bone density, that's with the osteoporosis. That is the end of onions. I mean, like seriously, what disease have we not covered? What disease have we not covered? And these are all the common diseases that we have out there, right? So, we talked about topical onion, okay? That's one you can always do. Like, you get any kind of wound or even for infections, you can clean with onion. But now we're going to talk about how you can, with all of these, for your heart, for your brain, for your lungs, for your liver and your kidneys, and lowering cholesterol, what can we do? We're going to do an onion broth. So Mercy's going to come up and show us. So you've got that on there. That's one of your first recipes. So
we are going to do few recipes at a time. So this is for, how many cups of water do you have here?
So this is 3 recipes.
Three
so
recipes, so this
three,
is nine cups.
Mm-hmm.
So for 9 cups, we need 3 onions, right? Okay, so we wash the onions and cut the ends and just cut it in half. Or more. And that's all we needed. We are gonna put this because I don't know if you show the study, the skin is very good. It has more porcelain. So you just don't wanna get rid of the skin. So put all that in here in the pot here because we're gonna boil it for about 20 minutes. And we're gonna add also garlic. You see the garlic? We didn't remove the skin either. So we mash it. We just mash it because you want to activate the allicin, the components before. And by the way, today, I was listening, we were doing a class for Spanish and English. We teach missionaries, to learn all these things. This lady was saying that she cannot tolerate the garlic unless she mashes for 30 minutes, and then she can tolerate. So, after you activate it, the fumes are not as strong probably, and then she was able to tolerate. So we're gonna add the garlic, and then we're gonna add also the salt. Salt to taste, it's about, 1 teaspoon per recipe, but we don't wanna be too salty, so we can put it, let's put it,
a little.
2.5 teaspoons will be good to taste. And we're gonna boil it. And we're gonna let you taste. I'm gonna go there and boil it now. So very simple, right? So we triple the recipe. I like to triple like this when I'm getting sick. So I do this whole recipe and I drink it, the whole thing in 1 day. The next day I do it again until I'm very healthy and strong and energized again. So this is gonna help you bounce back really fast. So if you're very sick and have a lot of pain, I will do that every day. Instant water, just for a few, a couple of weeks maybe. Okay, I'm gonna boil it now.
Okay, so when that's ready, we're going to be passing out samples of that. It's very tasty. What we'll do is we'll strain, we'll take the onions and the garlic out, and we'll just drink the broth. Because all of the good elements in there will come from the garlic and the onion into the liquid, and then we'll drink it. So if you're sick, you start to feel like you're getting sick, start on your onion broth. That's going to be the #1 thing that you're going to do. So it's, don't we start finding ourselves getting sick, and then as the day goes on, we're like, oh, we're not feeling good at all. As soon as you start to feel like you're getting sick, get your onion broth going. Get that going and start drinking that, at least 8 cups. Drink it as it's your water, 8 cups a day. So for sickness, we'll do the onion broth, and then you can just do it as a maintenance, like have 1 or 2 glasses a day. Because you want all those benefits in your life, right? You want all those benefits. So drink your onion broth. And taking onion internally like that will cover all of these diseases that we just talked about. The next one we're going to talk about, we're going to move on. And forgive me, this one is not as, this is not done pretty. This is not, it's not done in a nice. So, ginger. So ginger, it has, of course it has this bioactive compound called the gingerols, and that has many, many health benefits. So that will be the next thing that we'll demonstrate and we'll taste. Let's go over what benefits ginger has. So we have digestive health. It can stimulate saliva. A lot of people have problems with saliva. And also bile production in your stomach, which helps break down food. And the saliva and the bile together will help with digestion, and it also reduces nausea. It can relieve symptoms of indigestion, bloating, and gas. Ginger has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. You'll see a lot of crossover of all of these similar things and all of these natural remedies that we're going over. It has these gingerols which have anti-inflammatory effects on the body. It can help with pain and swelling for arthritic kind of conditions, menstrual cramps, muscle soreness. It helps with your heart. It can help lower blood pressure and cholesterol. It helps to improve blood flow by thinning out the blood, preventing blood clots. These are all good for heart health. And for brain health, it helps enhance your cognitive function, protects against these dementia, these neurodegenerative diseases. It has a lot of antioxidants which protect cells from the damage that's out there. And it can produce weight loss, metabolic health, overall health of body functions, diabetes. Studies have shown that it can help lower blood sugars and improve insulin sensitivity for people that are struggling with diabetes. And it also can help boost your immune system. So we've also got some studies here that have the actual links to the correlation between ginger helping with cancers. So this one right here helps, there's the anti-cancer compounds that they found in ginger. The next one's talking specifically about colorectal cancer. And then we've got studies talking about specifically prostate cancer, breast cancers. We already talked about how ginger as a therapeutic medicine can help with the inflammatory process, so it helps decrease inflammation in our bodies. It will help to suppress those genes, those inflammatory genes. And it helps with symptoms of autoimmune disorders. That's very prevalent. Autoimmune disorders are on the rise. 20 years ago, were we all like seeing these signs for gluten, all these gluten-free products? We weren't. That's just the beginning of the autoimmune diseases. And many people have a lot of autoimmunity and they're not aware. So ginger, Mercy, will you come and tell us about ginger? That's the next one on your list there. So she's going to show you how we're going to do it, and then we will serve you some ginger tea. So what we're going to do with ginger is we're going to make a tea out of it and drink it.
Okay. So I have here ginger, and we're going to slice it. And we're going to slice it, but I need to hit some.
Yes.
I'll hold it. I can do it.
Yeah.
This is working, so we can go with it.
Okay, so all we have to do, I wash it, and all we have to do is slice it, and then just put it in water. This is 6 cups of water, so it's about 2 inches, 1 inch per 3 cups. And we're gonna boil it for 30 minutes, because it's hard. The ginger is hard, and then we're gonna let it cool up, and we're gonna add a little honey to drink. Very simple.
So ginger, we're not going to do ginger every day. So the onion we can do every day. The ginger for sickness, if you're very sick, you can do that 3 times a week. You'll have 1 to 2 cups of ginger tea 3 times a week. Just for maintenance, for health, I would have one glass, 2 glasses like once a week. Okay? Ginger is very potent, and we don't want to overdo it with ginger.
What if you overdo it?
It can be an irritant. It can start causing problems. It's not going to cause like health issues, but maybe stomach irritation. It won't cause any disease. None of these are toxic. But everything in moderation, you know. Just because something's good, we don't want to be excess in that. I mean, you know, exercise is good, but we don't want to spend all day at the gym, right? I mean, everything in moderation, things that are good. And then let me add one key point that we haven't mentioned yet. So when we're using these foods, we need them to be organic. Because if they're not, they're going to be sprayed with pesticides. And how many of you would sit down to your meal and put a little spray bottle and spray some pesticides on your food before eating it? We wouldn't do that. But that's what we're eating. A lot of these foods are covered in these pesticides. And then if we put it straight into our body, we might as well have just been spraying our foods down. So make sure that they're organic.
I wondered, like my brother had a heart attack, you know, and he had stents and all that stuff. They gave him a drug that they told him he'd have to take forever, And what I'm wondering is, when he starts drinking this garlic drink and some of this other stuff, he won't need that anymore, right? The blood thinner?
Can you repeat the question into your mic?
Yeah, so she's asking about somebody who's on a blood thinner. The doctor put him on a blood thinner for like a heart attack with stents. We're not going to have them come off of the blood thinner. That would be something that he could talk with his doctor about.
Okay.
Yes,
Also,
But he can.
Also, it is possible, but the doctor has to be monitoring, it has to be willing, which most likely might not happen. So you have to find a lifestyle medicine doctor to be wanting to check the labs and see how he can come up. But if the problem is what, the stroke or atrial fibrillation, what is the
it was
problem?
a stent.
The stent. Yeah, you have to work with a cardiologist.
Yeah, so always work with your doctor. So like if you're diabetic and your blood sugars start coming down, yay! Talk to your doctor and safely get off those medicines. Okay, so we're gonna talk about garlic now. Garlic, oh boy. So, one of the numerous benefits of garlic, the anti-cancer effect is probably the most notable. Are you surprised after the last two we talked about? So it's going to be very similar things that you're going to see. Anti-cancer. So you're going to have a protection against the risk for getting cancer with garlic. And you've got that allium in there. Decreased risk of cancer, especially like cancers of the GI tract. I work in the GI department, and we are seeing more and more cancers in the GI tract. In younger people even, in fact, they're even dropping the age at screening. It used to be 50, now it's down to 45 because of the prevalence of the cancers. So, sprouting, the study just came out. It shows that sprouted garlic has the highest antioxidant levels. So sometimes people, there's this like, oh, my garlic is sprouted, I can't use it. No, it's actually better when it's sprouted. And then we did talk about, Marcy talked about, before you use it, you want to activate it, crush it. So some of these foods you want to activate before you start to use them. So we crush that garlic and then let it sit for 10 minutes, and that makes it even more powerful. Increases the antioxidant levels. Garlic is good for your immune response. It helps to prevent suppression of the immune system. It's an immune booster. Garlic protects against cardiovascular diseases. So it can reduce blood pressure, it can reduce waist circumference, which is an indicator for cardiovascular disease. The body mass index, the different kinds of cholesterols that are bad for your body, triglycerides, inflammatory markers. Inflammation, you'll see a lot of inflammatory foods. We want to bring those down because inflammation goes hand in hand with a lot of diseases. And all of these natural remedies we're doing are just natural anti-inflammation. Metabolic diseases, we've got the blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, lipidemic, so the cholesterol meds, you can come off of those. Again, make sure you're always having your doctor follow you. Here's a study that talks about how diabetes, or how garlic, the administration of garlic in this study significantly reduced the fasting blood glucose levels of patients, just with the garlic. Garlic has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, I can't read some of this. We'll go on garlic's role in preventing the progression of diabetes. Some people, it gets worse over time, and sometimes their sugars are very hard to control. And then they get complications as a result because the sugars are kind of high and start clogging up those, the veins, the circulatory system. They get eye problems, limbs. So garlic can help with that. I love this one. It helps with the bacteria in your mouth. Isn't that amazing? So periodontal disease, and people don't always understand the importance of having healthy gums because it can affect other parts of your body, especially your heart if you have infections in your gums. And also helps with pathogens and things that cause cavities. So also candida in the mouth, oral candida. Sometimes that's really hard to get rid of. or those ulcers, recurrent, like canker sores, mouth ulcers. Garlic has shown a great way to help reduce those, treat those. Garlic is very good with diarrhea. So garlic can combat pathogenic bacteria that are indicated in causing diarrhea in people. Garlic is better than an antibiotic. So there's many strains of bacteria that are resistant. We have these new resistant strains, but garlic can still take care of those. So garlic is like when you're sick, you got your onion breath, then you start taking your garlic. We're going to show you how to do that. Garlic is really good for this bacteria that's very commonly found in the stomach that causes ulcers, this H. pylori. And garlic in moderate concentrations, and even strains of H. pylori that are resistant to the treatments that they're giving, garlic can still, these strains are susceptible to garlic when the modern medicine they're not susceptible to. So stomach ulcers, burns, okay, burns, garlic and burns. You can never use garlic on your skin. So anytime you take garlic internally or on your skin, you have to have a protection. So we're never going to use garlic on the skin. It will burn you, and same internally. We'll talk about that when we show you how to do it. So garlic has so many different properties, as you can see, similar to all of the other foods that we've gone over already, right? Now I'm going to show you how we can use garlic. Mercy? This is the easiest way. We started off way back when just taking, and I still do it, just taking with my meal, just garlic and just eating it with my meal, or put it on a banana, just however, but not a lot of people can tolerate this way. Everybody can tolerate it this way.
Okay, so if the cloves are big, you count it as a 2. So this is a big garlic, right? So it's 2 cloves. This is 1. Otherwise it's too strong. It can be even 3 maybe. When you taste it, if it's too strong that you want to drop it, it's too much. You have to add a little more water. But the recipe is 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, and 4 ounces of water, right? Okay, we're going to do 6 recipes. Okay, tell me, somebody that's good in math, how many cloves can we put if we're going to do 6 recipes? 12. Okay, so these are 6 big ones. So it's 12, it's cutting by 12. Okay, and then how many cups of water for 6 recipes?
3.
Okay, 3. Okay, this is 3 cups. I always do it this way because I don't want to do it every meal. So when I'm feeling good and when I feel energized, this is amazing. If you don't have energy, this in the onion broth, doing for several days will really energize you. Okay, and how much of lemon juice?
6.
Okay.
6 tablespoons.
Okay. So we have 6 and we're gonna use the Tesla of the kitchen. This is a blender, right? It's a power blender. Actually, that's just for blending. You can blend in any blender. But this is my blender. I don't have other blenders. So let's see. Actually, I love this machine because I can cook in it. I make cheese. I make my breads. I mean, it doesn't make it, but you mix the things. Like I do tortilla, makes the dough for the tortilla. It makes many things, but it blends in. It also, when you use a food processor, it processes food things and also makes flours. So that's why I like it. Okay, so this is Tesla. I couldn't buy a Tesla car, so my husband allowed me to buy this. It's an expensive one. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend it for 1 minute, and it should be ready. You can use your Vitamix or whatever blender, and so it's gonna be noisy for you. I do after this, I serve my, a little bit, 4 ounces, and drink it with a straw. Because it's a lot of lemon, it can damage your teeth, right? Enamel. And when you do it a lot, it can be a problem. So I drink it, and the rest I put it in a canning jar. So easy. Canning jar, those quarts, and just seal it and put it in the refrigerator, and then you have it ready for 3 days. So this is a very, very simple, and I'm going to put it in. Don't use plastic. This is a glass pitcher, but the canning jar will work. I'm gonna try some of this today. Okay. Okay, so we're done with this.
So yeah, the nice thing about this is you can, like she said, do a recipe ahead, put it in a jar, save it for the next couple of days, and then just take your 4-ounce drink with your meals, because it will burn. It will burn inside if you don't have it with food. So if you're sick, you're gonna have this with every meal. Every meal. So your 2 garlics, every meal. If you find that you can't do this, like I said, I find myself in India, I don't have these things there, I just keep it and some people just can't tolerate it, so this is the way to do it. Every meal.
Oh, every meal.
2 garlics, 2 cloves, with every meal, if you're sick, or if you start to feel like you're getting sick. And then you can just do a maintenance once a day, one time with a meal.
Does it matter whether or not, like, it's blended or not? Sorry, does it matter whether or not it's blended or not? Like, say for instance, you said like in India you wouldn't be able to like blend it up or whatever. Could you just like chop it and put it?
So this is the way that people can tolerate, because it's blended, there's not a lot of chunks and stuff, and you can just down it. And then you don't walk around smelling like an Italian restaurant, like I would do. So yes, you can just chew it, you can just chop it and swallow it, but you want to have it with water, and then the lemon helps as well. But yeah, so you can just chew and swallow.
It seems like this is something you could also add to other things you're making. Would the effect be lost if you did that?
As long as you're not cooking it.
Okay.
Yep, as long as you're not cooking it.
So how about pickled garlic? How about pickled garlic?
I don't know, I wouldn't pickle it. Not for medicinal purposes. So we're showing you the ways, like the onion broth, you want to, that one you there's not a whole lot of other ways to get the juice from the onion into your body, other than to make a tea. We call it a tea or a broth. Garlic, we want to get it in our body with food, any way that you can. This is the easiest way that we found, that people can just drink it like that, and it's very easy to tolerate. You can just eat it if you want. But make sure the most important thing is you eat it with food. And sometimes when you do chew it like that, if it's very powerful, it will burn your mouth. So you gotta like put more food in to protect your mucous membranes there in your mouth. But and then same with the ginger. The ginger, you're gonna make a tea. That's the only way you can get those properties, those antioxidants, those phytochemicals out of the food, is by making a tea. And the tea, the water will pull those out into the liquid, then you drink it, okay? Are we good? So we can do questions and answers. Well, if you've got them as we go along, we can do some as we go along, but also we can do, if you've got more at the end, we can go through that. And there's other ways you can use garlic as well. There's many ways. This class could be huge. We're just highlighting the best way, the quickest way to get it in to benefit all of these benefits that we're going over. So you will get all the benefits by doing like this. So now we're going to talk about turmeric. How many people here use turmeric? Are you using turmeric? Awesome. Tell me about turmeric. What do you know about turmeric? Anti-inflammatory. There you go. You can just go down that list that we've been going down, and you're going to see that turmeric's going to have the same benefits. So we've got turmeric, and we're going to talk about, let's go up here to the top, the science behind turmeric. So it's got that curcumin, those curcuminoids. Curcumin is the main one that we think about, right? And it can work as an anti-cancer, antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging. In many studies this has been shown. isn't that great? 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 Isn't let's see, so there's a curcumin. It's got a wide range of biological properties. And here they all are: cancer, antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-neoplastic, microbial, nociceptive. That has to do with the pain receptors, so it'll help with pain. Isn't that something? Anti-diabetic, anti-allergic, helps with digestive problems, and analgesic. We talked about the pain. It helps. Hepatoprotective is liver. It helps with liver, and neuroprotective for the brain. Because there are a lot of toxins and a lot of things out there that are outside of our control that we're exposed to. So we want to protect our bodies, our body systems. It improves, so using turmeric or curcumin improves the antioxidant activities in our bodies. So when we say supplement, everybody thinks a pill. We're just meaning adding it. We can add it. We don't necessarily want to do the pill because we don't know what's in the pill, right? And then if you do one little pill, we're going to tell you our dose. You have to have a whole lot of those pills. So it's always best to get things whole instead of in a pill form. Turmeric's anti-inflammatory. That's what everybody said, right? We've got anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-neoplastic. So studies have been shown that all of these properties are associated with the curcumin from turmeric. And it's a painkiller. We already talked about that. Most of the medicinal impacts of turmeric or the curcumin may be attributed to their anti-inflammatory, the anti-nociceptive, and antioxidant effects. And it helps with pain, this inflammation and pain. So many of us are suffering with that, inflammation and pain. So turmeric as an analgesic, which is, helps with pain. It has consistently demonstrated to produce analgesic and anti-inflammatory effects. Anti-hyperlipidemic, so helps to decrease those bad cholesterols in your body that, are dangerous to your heart. And we see, if you notice in all these studies, you keep seeing anti-inflammatory, right? A broad spectrum of health properties, this yellow in the turmeric, the yellow pigmented curcumin, cancer, diabetic, liver, allergies, dermophytes, neuroprotective, Alzheimer's, so that's the neuroprotective component, right? Multiple medicinal uses, including treatment for Alzheimer's disease. Cancer, we talk about lung cancer, cervical cancer, prostate, breast, bone cancers. Studies have shown how good turmeric can be in preventing these cancers. Colon cancer, studies talking about how promising it is for colorectal cancers. Depression, if added to your diet, it can improve depressive and anxiety symptoms in people. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people, and young people that are suffering with anxiety and depression. It's on the rise, like a lot. So we want to talk about bioavailability because that's something that's important, so you want to be able to take it. And that's another question. When you take these supplements in a pill form, you don't know how much is going to be actually absorbed into your body. You don't know what form they're coming in. So bioavailability is like how is our body going to actually absorb it? How much is going to come into our system? How much is going to be lost? So with turmeric, you want to increase the bioavailability with the use of fats. So out there in the world, people will say, add black pepper. And black pepper does really increase the bioavailability, but it can be toxic. It's like 2,000%. Black pepper is a neurotoxin, so we want to stay away from that. But fats are a way that you can increase the bioavailability of the turmeric. And if you don't combine it with a fat, then essentially most of it will just be unabsorbed and unusable. And so historically, way back when, turmeric comes from the country of India, and you see them in their curries, right, where they use like the coconuts and stuff. So when we say fat, you can do milks, like nut milks, seed milks, coconut. Now, our protocol, we're not going to demonstrate, but our protocol is 1 to 2 teaspoons a day for sickness. You can even do 1 teaspoon every day. Every day you can do 1 teaspoon of turmeric. But make sure you're combining it with some kind of fat. So when Mercy did some of her messages, for those of you that were here this weekend, she talked about putting in your smoothie. I'm not a smoothie person. I make a chia seed pudding. So I'll put it in with like coconut milk, chia seeds. But make sure you have your fat. So just however you can get it in. You can also make just a milk. Turmeric milk is something that's, you see out there, people are talking about turmeric milk, like a coconut, turmeric, honey, and just drink a turmeric milk. So, yeah. And then again, we talked about the turmeric toxicity, that they were noticing that there are a lot of people having some toxicity as a result, because, you see these things out there on the market and everybody's like, oh, let's do turmeric, but then they add this black pepper and it becomes toxic. The amounts that are being absorbed are becoming toxic. So we stay away from the black pepper, and we use just a fat, just like it was when it was first used back in India, and just find however you can do it into your diet, whatever ways that you can find to have it. It's got a very strong pungent taste. I think on the recipe she put it, or the list, if you're putting it in a smoothie, don't mix it in your smoothie. You're not going to like that smoothie. That would be the first and last time you do it. Yeah. So you can just, like she said, like she'll drink, like eat her smoothie with a spoon, like just put it at the bottom and have a small amount. Yeah. So
just enough to swallow it down and be done.
yeah. And like I'll make the turmeric milk. Sometimes I like it. I'll put honey with it. That kind of balances off the strong turmeric flavor, like a coconut honey, warm coconut honey drink at the end of the day. So that is turmeric. Okay, now we're going to talk about, we've got 3 more. Okay, we're actually doing good for time. I'm surprised. I'm glad. I'm not going too fast, am I? Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to spend a lot of time talking about all the big names of the studies, just to show you that there are studies out there. This is not just anecdotal, like it worked for me. But those things are very good too. A lot of natural remedies, we learn, we understand the concepts of like this helps this. Like honey. Honey is an we're not going to talk about it, but it's an anti-infectant, right? You can use it to clean wounds and things like this. I used to have eye problem with an eye. My Dutch was often would get infected, so I cleaned my eye all the time with honey. So you know what it can do, and then you can use it for other, you got an infection, oh, I can use honey, or, right? So there's many ways you can use a lot of these things once you learn their properties and things like that. And there's so many foods out there, but we're only doing 7 today. We're going to do aloe. Aloe. So again, anecdotal episodes, they have a lot of truth. I learned one with the honey I'll share with you. I was cooking, I cut my finger, and it was bleeding pretty bad, and I was like, oh, what do I do? Sometimes these kinds of cuts can be very sore for days and days, right? And I'm like, oh. So I just decided I'd grab a cup of warm water and honey, and I put my finger in there, and just walked around for 20 minutes, and then nothing. It never hurt. It healed perfectly. It was not sore at all. Like, I was like, wow. So I would say if you do that, do it. It worked. It worked. It worked for me. Do I need to have a research study on that? It worked. Every time I cut my finger now, I do that and I get the same result. I mean, it heals perfectly without one bit of like tenderness, nothing.
You're the researcher.
Yeah, and a lot of times you are, yeah.
They're not going to, no drug company's going to do research on natural because they can't be.
No,
So
exactly.
obviously there's no studies.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Veterinary medicine uses honey a lot. with
Yeah.
Mixed with hot water. Mixed with hot water.
I put in warm water.
Warm water.
A teaspoon?
You want enough so that it's not super saturated, but you don't want just a little bit. You want it to be like honey saturated water. Because honey is really good. I mean, honey is really good for a lot of stuff.
So this, oh, I'm sorry, when it says 1 by 1 inch with skin removal, so you're gonna take that inch, take the stuff out and put it in the water.
This is aloe, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to show you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just throwing in honey since we got 2 seconds. I was talking like at the speed of light, which I can talk really fast. So can Mercy. I think she might be able to talk faster than me because with English, she doesn't have to say every word. She can skip words, but when I go to India so much, my English is kind of changing a bit. But so I just threw that in since I had a few minutes. So we're going to do aloe. This we were very thankful to get from somebody donated from their aloe plant. We thank you. But you can also get these. You should be able to get these at Walmart, the big ones, And we'll show you those in a minute. After we go through, we're going to just look at some of the signs of what aloe can do. So traditionally, when we think about aloe, we think about using it topically, right, for skin injuries, cuts, burns, things like that. Some people knew that it was good for digestive problems. I didn't way back when. Digestive problems because of its anti-inflammatory properties, antimicrobial, wound healing properties. So we're going to talk about how it helps our digestive system and so many other things. Look at this. It helps with, it's an antioxidant. Same. I mean, we could just say the same list for all of these things we've gone through, right? Anti-inflammatory, immune modulatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-diabetic, helps with the liver, cancer, skin, wound healing. And then down here, I'm not going to read them all. These are the active components that are these healing properties that are in just this simple plant, aloe vera. God has given us all of these things, these simple things that have such benefits for our health. Okay, we've just gone through these. Cancer, antifungal. Mercy talked about how difficult fungal diseases are to heal, and they are very difficult on the skin. Then you imagine getting it in your lung. Fungus is a very difficult one, but aloe can help with persistent use, consistent use. Digestion, wounds, bone repair. It helps with glucose levels, cholesterol, hepatoprotective, tissue. Immunomodulator, so your immune system.
I have a question. How does it help with bone repair? You just put it on like,
You would have to do, yeah, you would have to do a topical.
Okay.
So some of these, we're going to show you the ingesting it and the safe way to do it. But topically, yeah, you can use it for burns, you can use it for cuts and bone.
So like how long?
Some things you have to do over time. The thing is with natural remedies, they're not going to attack the symptom, they're going to attack the cause. So when you're going to the root cause, it takes longer to heal because we don't get these diseases like overnight. I didn't just wake up and have this cancer. It happened over time. So when you heal with natural treatments, they take time. So yeah, this is one thing that can help with bone. If you have bone, there's another thing you can ask me later and I'll show you about bone. There's so many things out there. We're just talking about just a few. There's so many things out there that God has for us, but these are the big ones that you should put in your life, your diet every day. These are the big ones. So we see aloe helps with digestion, cancer, skin, digestive and digestive protective activity. So we're going to protect the lining of the stomach with aloe. Its anti-inflammatory effects help maintain, keep constant blood sugar levels and cholesterol levels, and then it also can help maintain normal body weight. And these will all be the internal use, right? GERD, this is something that everybody has, doesn't it seem like? I mean, I work in the GI lab, but everybody has, and these are the symptoms. Regurgitation, gas, belching, heartburn, nausea, vomiting, all of these symptoms. Conclusion of this study, aloe vera is a safe and effective treatment for these symptoms. So people who go to the doctor, they're not going to get aloe, they'll get an acid blocker, which is going to cause more problems down the road. Antifungal. So fungus is a really difficult one to deal with, so you don't want to get fungus. So promotion of wound healing, antifungal activity in this study, and then we see all the rest we've talked about. Diabetic effects, inflammatory cancer, digestive, gastroprotective. Ulcerative colitis. A fair amount of people have this. It's a very debilitating disease. It can help the mucosa, the colon's mucosa, protect against, make it the barrier, help that barrier. People with ulcerative colitis have ulcers all throughout the colon. And of course, reduce inflammation. Aloe helps with colorectal cancer, so you can do this one. You can do topically for radiation proctitis, or right there. So yeah, if somebody's got a rectal cancer or this proctitis, like generally you'll see that in men who've had prostate cancer, they'll do the radiation, and the proctitis is really, it looks so painful. So topically, so you can do it, so when we're ingesting it, it's like we're doing it topically, but we're doing it internally. You know, we're coating the GI tract with it. And so you can also do it rectally for people who have any kind of rectal skin issues. It helps with kidney, therapeutic benefits for liver and kidney. Brain injury, look at this. There's a study that shows that the extract of aloe vera may reduce the blood-brain barrier permeability and improve neurological outcomes after traumatic brain injuries. And generally, you think you can't improve, right, after like, brain injuries. With God, all things are possible. With the things that He's given us, all things are possible.
So I have a question, because I have a friend who was in a logging accident, and God is amazing. And you hear about stories about how, you know, people write the Bible, read the Bible, and he was baptized, and I think God put it in his brain to write the Bible. And before, he would just sit here like this. He wouldn't engage in conversation, and he has a hard time following a lot of conversation at once. It's one-on-one is easier for him. And then he started writing the Bible. Totally changed that man. Now you can't shut him off. And he still has a hard time with groups. But this part of his brain is filled in with fluid, and the neurologist was amazed at what this man is doing. So he wrote it, took him a year, and then he stopped. And then he started regressing. He started going back. And so his mom noticed that. I noticed his ability to take this the wrong way. He said, but you have to keep writing. It stimulates your brain, whatever it's doing. So he started again, and he hasn't stopped. And it's really helped him. But listening to this, so like, let's give it to Bill, try it. Maybe it helps. So, I mean, how much would you do? And how,
We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So this morning we're giving a class with Dr. RB on missionary class, and she was saying that exactly writing makes you smarter, help you neurologically. Better than typing is not, writing is the thing to do. So what she does is, you know, somebody's Christian, she's writing very sharp, very sharp. But so that's very true. Okay, so this is the aloe. You know, you probably want to buy this big aloe leaf. They sell it in Mexican stores or any place. So in health food stores usually. So you want to cut the bottom part. So the part that has white stuff, you cut it, and then you're going to put it in water. This is, I just put water here. So you just leave it like that. I usually have one container is a little higher, and it stays this way overnight. So tomorrow the water is gonna be red. Yeah, if you taste, it's gonna be bitter. So you wanna remove all the latex and other anti-nutrients, and then what you do, you're gonna cut about an inch by an inch, and then eat the gel, about 1 by 1 inch the gel. And every day you're gonna change the water, because this aloe can stay there for a month, no problem. Just change the water every day. And cut a piece, and eat it, and whatever is left, just do in your face, very good for wrinkles, your neck, your hands. So you can do that morning and evening. And so this we do, you say 50 minutes before meals and at bedtime. for leaky gut. So this is what we do for leaky gut. Somebody has a harbor name of, sometimes they have constipation, very helpful for constipation. So that's, are we done?
So what about the brain thing? How would, just 1 inch like every day or something?
So when somebody has brain issues, it's a gut connection.
Oh.
So you have to fix the gut to fix the brain. So they found this connection, even people with schizophrenia, they have very serious digestive systems. It's a lot of dysbiosis, the imbalance of the bacteria. So I will give them a vegetable enemas to fix the bacteria in the colon, to fix the brain. Because there's a direct connection there.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will be great because it's gonna fix the gut and it's gonna balance the bacteria also. So yeah, as you saw, it has many properties.
You don't take the skin off?
Yes,
The gel.
it's only the gel.
Only the inside.
So the inside of the skin is when you put in the skin, but the gel is when you eat.
What do you mean by the gel?
So you would take,
Okay.
take a gel. She's gonna show you. So now pretend you had this sitting for overnight. You're gonna take and cut the outer hard stuff. We're not eating that. And this is after you've soaked it to get that bitter latex. That's
Soaked it overnight.
soaked it overnight. Then you'll throw the water, put this back in, cut your piece off, throw this back in. And now you're gonna eat your aloe.
And you're gonna eat that.
Yeah, you can blend it up with water and just drink it, or if you just want to take and eat it like that, it might be easy, it's got a weird consistency. Some people might not like it. And then after that, you take this and you just rub it on your skin. Yep, take this. You don't want to waste anything.
Just soak it, even if I put it on like
In the water.
To get that latex out. If you try tasting this without soaking it, you would know why.
and just put it half of it.
It's
like-
something, it's a component in there that's not, it's not nutritive.
Okay,
So you don't
so
want to eat it.
if you're just gonna use it for your skin, just that. Don't soak it. You don't need to soak. But you wanna do both, right? You wanna do internally and externally. It's great because this repairs the skin. So it's really helpful for wrinkles. So twice a day for the skin.
So it doesn't have to be hot water, just water.
Just
soak
water.
it in water.
It'll pull out those toxic, bitter things, because you won't want to eat that out.
Does it need to be refrigerated?
Just put it on your counter. So I think we've got on there with meals, 15 minutes before meals, one on an empty stomach. And then, because it'll absorb better, you got to think about how you're eating. So you want this to be absorbed, right? You want it to coat the GI tract, and you want it to be absorbed. When you got food in there, it's going to be competing with the food for absorption. So 15 minutes before meals, and then you can do it at bedtime as well. And this is for sickness. If you're we went over all those different sicknesses. For health, you can just do it once a day. Once a day. So we have two left. We have orange peel. So we say orange peel, but it's really citrus. You can do citrus peels. Orange is the best because oranges are sweet and it's the best. It's the easiest to take because the lemon peel is kind of bitter. Very lovely. Some people like that, so you can use, we say orange peel, but it can be a lemon peel or grapefruit. It's going to have the same benefits. Again, very important, these are organics, right? You don't want to have those pesticides, that glyphosate on there. So the orange peel have many properties, again, just like all these other foods we've gone through. Antioxidants, vitamins, they contain fiber, and they have lots of health benefits. We're going to see immune system. So it's high in vitamin C. The fruit is high in vitamin C. The peel is even higher in vitamin C. That will help with the immune system and help protect us against infections. The fiber in it will help with our GI tract, right? With bowel movements, helping with constipation. It helps with heart health. The flavonoids in there will help with blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Polyphenols will help with diabetes, obesity, these kind of metabolic diseases. Skin health, we've got antioxidants, vitamin C that will help with our skin, and then this component called lemon that helps with cancers. We'll see how it helps with some cancers. Fiber for weight loss, metabolism, breaking down fats, help with allergies. We see cancer there again. Neurodegenerative diseases again, the peels of the citrus can help with. Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and liver detox. It's very rich also, not just in what we've already said, but provitamin A, folate, riboflavin, thiamine, calcium. It helps with heart health. One of the flavonoids in there will help to maintain a good blood cholesterol level. Blood pressures, anti-inflammatory we see again, which helps with cardiovascular diseases and strokes. Cancer, so these flavonoids in there help, they're like anti-cancer properties. That the skin, the D-laminin in the skin also is anti-cancer, lowers the risk of tumors and cancers. Helps with lung functions. We haven't talked a lot about the lungs, but very important. Antioxidants and vitamin C, combating toxins and triggers, immunity triggers in the lungs, infections. And it helps with diabetes as well. So, anybody here heard about this? Have you been using the skins of lemons, limes, oranges? Nope. Isn't that interesting?
Is it quercetin? What is the good thing that's in the skin of
There's many things, but laminin is one of them. The D-laminin. And then, of course, you got the vitamin C that's in the skin as well, and the flavonoids. But D-laminin is the one, is the newest one that they've been talking about that has a strong correlation with cancer, anti-cancer. And you will also get the anti-inflammatory effects of that. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can actually buy the powder online. Of course, you want to get the organic, or you can just use the organic peels themselves from the actual oranges, lemons. Once again, we say orange peel because it is the sweeter and easiest to tolerate. You can just cut off an inch of the orange peel, slice it off. You can eat it, you can throw it in your smoothie. You can blend it up, maybe throw it in with your turmeric drink. However you can get it implemented into your daily menu. So you're going to do 2 teaspoons a day with your, just 2 teaspoons a day, and then, or 1 inch of the peel from the orange lemon. Or you can actually, when you do your smoothie, just throw a small orange in there. Mercy does a really good ice cream. Here's a really good idea for an ice cream. So you take your oranges and you freeze them. So maybe half, did you do half, Mercy? Like half peeled, half the whole thing? Was it half and a half?
Less peel.
Yeah, maybe a little less.
1 orange and then another 4 peel.
Okay, so throw them in the freezer, and once they're frozen, you take and you just blend them up with a little bit of honey. I think you threw some vanilla. The best ice cream ever. And look at that, you've got this wonderful treat, and it's so healthy.
The orange peel. You don't use that white picky part of the orange peel, just the.
Yeah, no.
Just the.
Just the color, yeah. You can grate it, yeah.
Okay.
So you can just slice off a little bit, you can get the powder, or you can use the whole thing. But try to get that into your diet daily. See all the benefits that you have. The last thing we don't have a slide about that one, is charcoal. Charcoal, all we're going to say about charcoal is charcoal can have, how many people are familiar with charcoal? How many people are going to use? Okay, yay. So you know charcoal is like a whole class all by itself. Boy, a lot of these things that we've gone through, a lot of these we've given to our pets because they work, and I was going to say, well, we give charcoal to our pets, but we give all that stuff to the pets too. So So charcoal, the biggest thing we think about charcoal is its ability to absorb, right? Absorb and toxins. We think about toxins. So you can. We're going to talk about charcoal internally as a supplement for health, because it's not really a food, but you can use it topically and all of that. So it's the main thing that we're using it internally for is absorbing toxins in our bodies. Because even with all of these things that we're doing, we still are going to have toxins that we want to get rid of. So these are, it's like, like the external poultices we're putting on, right, to absorb through the skin or to heal wounds and sores. We're going to be doing internal poultice with the charcoal. So you want this on an empty stomach, right? You want it on an empty stomach. You don't want to take charcoal within 2 hours of any medication because you're going to deactivate that medication, right? It's going to absorb, right? It's going to absorb that medicine and deactivate it. So make sure you're not taking it with any medications that you need to be taking. Want it on an empty stomach, and we're going to use it for detox purposes. Okay, like a poultice, an internal poultice through your GI tract. Okay, pulling out all the toxins at night while you're sleeping. Let your body do all of that work. So the best way to do that would be 1 glass of water. You're going to take, 1 teaspoon-ish to a tablespoon. Stir it in, and then just drink it down on an empty stomach right before bed. Yeah. If you're having problems with constipation, this will make it worse, so be very careful.
So you do that before bed?
Yeah. On an empty stomach, because we're not going to bed. We don't want to go to bed on a full stomach. You don't want to be eating before you go to bed. You want your digestion to be done, so when you're sleeping, your stomach's not sleeping with food in it. Okay? So you want an empty stomach right before bed. And if you're following these other remedies and protocols that we've gone through, you shouldn't be having problems with constipation, but just be very careful. This will make it worse. And you can also drink extra water with it. That will help. I've gone through 10-day programs before where we're doing the charcoal, and if you're not drinking lots of water, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. So that will be the protocol there.
We gave charcoal to a gentleman for taking medicine for asthma. He was in hospital the next day, so you have to, if you're taking a medication, be very careful with it.
Yes, again, yeah. Like I said that 3 times and it's written down. It will deactivate your medicines. That's how, if you go into the emergency room, they'll give you this if you've got any kind of overdose to deactivate anything that you've taken.
Do you have a recommendation or ideas on where you can get a good quality charcoal?
I get everything from Amazon. She's got better. I'm a member of Amazon.
So, you want to be sure it's food graded. Yeah. As long as food graded and it's coconut, it's good. So just like, but if you're gonna do porpoises, it doesn't need to be food graded because it's gonna be more expensive. I buy this 25 pounds of charcoal.
And where did you say? She was asking where.
I have to check it out. Yeah.
How about Nature's Kitchen? They make a business.
Yeah, as long as it's food graded, it's good. But if it's not, then why not? Sure.
You don't want to do that every day, right?
You don't want to do that every day. You can do every day while you're healing. For 2 to 4 months, you can do 5 days a week. It's at night. We do it at night to detoxify. But if you are getting constipated, then you will stop and then you start with 1 teaspoon. If that works, it's good. But we rather to do 1 tablespoon if you can tolerate, because that's gonna detoxify you well every night. So that's part.
Usually when I took it before would be like, if I went somewhere for dinner and I ate stuff that I'm not used to, and drank a lot of sugary stuff, and then I wake up the next morning feeling like I have a super bad hangover. So I would take 1 charcoal capsule, and within 20 minutes I start feeling normal.
So in 20 minutes, 1 capsule. Okay. Yeah, this is for detoxifying you when you're healing. So. Okay, so we're gonna have a break, and then we're gonna have you taste the onion broth, and then also the ginger tea, and then we're gonna do questions and answers. Okay, so just write your questions
Oh, wow. Are we going to bring them?
Yeah.
No. Okay, we'll come to you. We'll come to you. And people who can't tolerate anything, like when you're so sick and you can't tolerate anything, everyone can tolerate this. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, it's like the best medicine. Are we good? He's got, we'll get one. We got more. We got more. Yeah.
Your hat doesn't come off today.
First Ballard.
At least like can't hit it.
This is the
And then this one.
I personally like the more salt. We'll go over that in a minute. Hold your question for a second. We want Mercy on that too.
Yeah, and I have a couple more housekeeping things. One, we are recording this, and we recorded the other meetings that we had this weekend. It's on our Scott Valley SDA YouTube channel. So you can go in there, there was lots of information in all the other classes. So go in there and get caught up with that. This one we're recording too. So as we have question and answers, we really need to let the mic go around to hear the question, or you'll be watching it, or somebody who's never seen it have no idea what she's answering about. So let him bring the mic around. And also, for those of you who aren't on our email list, we have an email list for any upcoming programs, every upcoming program that we have. So if you'd like to be on the email list, there's a notebook right there. Just put your name and your email address, and I'll get you on the list. So enjoy your drink, and then I can have the chocolate one next.
Mama, I got something now.
Did anybody not get one? We have one more. I think I poured for this. I'm showing you.
It's on. Okay.
Have you had
Just wanna explain about the books. This is our newest book. It has the protocol, the schedule, and has the menu. This is the therapeutic book. So if somebody's sick, or you know anybody that's sick, this is what they will follow. This book is all the science about the diseases, how to take care, how to sprout. This has more than 100 recipes. It has also therapeutic recipes. It has the nightshades, but it tells you how to replace the nightshades, how to use the legumes that are okay for these times when you recovery. So these books complement each other. Yeah. So I just want to explain. If you know somebody that's sick, that might help them. Okay. So any questions? Okay.
Mike's coming.
So with the onion broth,
Yes.
yellow, red, purple onions, doesn't matter?
Any except white.
Okay.
So
That was my question.
Okay. Okay, so no more questions?
Yes.
Okay,
I just need to write this down.
okay, so there is more
There was a
questions
question
here coming here.
about the,
Question
onion-
about
onion-
the onion drink.
question about the onion drink, how much we should drink, how.
Okay, so to drink is usually 1 to 2 cups a day, but if you're very sick, just drink as a water for about 2 weeks. That, actually, people that are super sick, like they have stage 4 cancer, I have them drink like for 3 months straight, not even water, just the drink, because this is, kind of emergency situation, a crisis, you have to really recover from that. So, but in general, it's 1 to 2 cups of the onion broth. How is that?
Okay, I was wondering, when you're fasting to restart your system, to get rid of all the icky foods and drinks you've been doing, and you want to fast for a day or two to do like a new start, a restart. Can you drink this onion?
Yes, that's a very good drink for fasting.
For fasting, okay.
Yeah, you can just do that for fasting.
And water.
Not even water, because you'll be drinking like 8 cups of that.
Oh, yeah.
But if you need to drink, yeah, go ahead and drink.
Okay.
Yeah, that will be easy one. You can do juices, also free juices in that, between the onion broth and the juices, green juices. The juices recipe is in this book, the green juices. Okay, any other questions? Okay, question.
Yesterday, in one of your discussions, you said something about juice 30 minutes before eating. Are you talking about this kind of thing, or was there some other kind of juicing that you do?
Yeah, green juice. Juices is from vegetables and carrots. So the recipe was the 1/3 of the whole juices, carrots, and 2/3 is greens. And from the 2/3, 1/3 cup is cucumber, 1/3 cup is celery, 1/3 cup is what else? Cucumber, and 1/3 cup is cruciferous. So if you want, you can have this, because this book, the latest book, is exactly what you need to do if you're sick. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so we're very happy that have come here. It's a super nice community. We really, really love this area. It seems so peaceful, and yeah. If we were younger, well, not her, she's younger. if I was younger, I would be here. I feel very strong and energetic, but my husband's older than me, but I don't think he might want to move. But for me, I would probably move. It's so beautiful area here.
Are we serving the tea now?
Yeah, we are gonna serve now the other tea, and
And then, I just wanted to say, just kind of, I guess, before we wrap up forever, we can have some more questions, but I just wanted to share for those who were here the weekend and those who weren't, you can catch all of the information that Mercy went over on the YouTube channel. I know a lot of this, and I've been to all of her, and I'm still amazed. It's amazing what God can do with the simplest things that we can do. And I know it's a lot of overwhelming information. So as she was saying, this book right here will cover everything, the menu, it'll go over the foods that we went over today, how you can use them. You've got them on your hand up there. But there's also a program. She is the co-founder of the Med Missionary, so it's medmissionary.com. They have a program where you can actually learn not just these things we did here, but you can learn a whole bunch more if you're having sickness and disease in your own life, or if you know others that are having this, or maybe you have a burden on your heart, to learn these ways of healing to help others. So it's a 6-week program, and it's an incredible program. So the next program, they just finished their last one today. They have live lectures, they have, you get a certificate at the end, and it's starting again. When is the next one starting?
April 13, here it is, in the back says medmissionary.com, that's where you can sign up. Our books, if you want to buy later on, Homeless Markets, Dr. Joy's website, and my website from Alaska Center is in the bottom. It's just so you can write us if you have questions. But that's our information in the back of it.
Yeah, so these are, if you want, you can write these down. If you don't get the book, you can borrow it. So yeah, take a picture. So you've got the Med Missionary Program, the 6-week training program to be trained as a medical missionary to help yourself and to help others. And Mercy has a YouTube cooking site. It's called Gut Health Kitchen. So you can go on there and learn all of these recipes that are part of the autoimmune protocol that help people heal from disease. And then it also is a lifestyle after that. So the protocol she talks about in the book is for sickness, people who are sick, 2 to 4 months you go through this protocol, and then you go back on a maintenance diet. And it was the Gut Health Kitchen, and then Med Missionary also has podcasts. So you can go to medmissionary.com and see their podcasts that talk about current events and things that are happening in the world.
So what's your thoughts like on oatmeal?
Thoughts on oatmeal? That's not part of the therapeutic protocol because it's a grain. We don't do grains in the therapeutic protocol, we do pseudo grains. So when you see the recipes from both books, they are only pseudo grains. We don't use any grains. Grains are the ones that grow in grass, like a corn and oats and also
why is that?
wheat.
People don't do well with it.
Yeah, they don't do well because they take longer preparation and cooking, so they're harder to digest. So we reintroduce those later on once you have recovered.
What is that one grain that starts with an L that do you give that where?
One grain like quinoa,
No.
pseudo grain or grain?
No.
Oh, okay. So we have 4 pseudo grains that we use: quinoa, cañiwa, amaranth, and buckwheat. Cañiwa is the one that people are not familiar, but our community they do use it. So cañiwa is K-A-N-I-W-A. That's cañiwa. You can buy it on Amazon or Walmart.com. Not in the Walmart store. You have to order through Walmart. So I buy it from 5 pounds, 10 pounds. It's a little pricey.
And it comes organic?
It's organic, yeah. You buy organic. They can sell not organic also. But it's a super food. It's even, quinoa, one year they say that it's the best grain, nutritional content, the best grain, but cañiwa is even better.
Oh.
Yeah. So people that cannot tolerate the grains, they can tolerate the pseudo grains. Yeah, so the grains that we reintroduce, especially they're like sorghum, teff, millet, rice, also the other rice, wild rice.
Wild rice.
Yeah. So the other ones are questionable. The oats, the gluten are kind of questionable because the people get sick with those. So we try to avoid those. I don't eat those. Yeah.
So I have a question about the seals where it says non-GMO, the black, organic, and then the green one. So can you explain the difference between?
Okay, so the question regarding non-GMO, organics, and just regular ones, right? So non-GMO means that they're not genetically modified, but they can have pesticides. So we don't use anything that has pesticides in order to recover. Even if you're healthy, I think it's better not to use those chemicals. And so organic is what we go by.
And then there's also the black seal that's organic, or the US, I don't remember what it says. You know what I'm talking about, the black, there's a black one.
Rice?
Yeah.
Black rice?
No.
So yeah, a certain varieties
emblem,
or organic, as long as organic, we go by that. And it might not be, some people say, oh, it's not even organic, they're just selling it as organic, but that's the best we can do. We like to use a Asher standard, you guys familiar, right? Asher standard is very economical, and they have almost everything we need, except the produce, but they have.
Do they have that?
Everything. The only thing they don't have is cañiwa.
You're right.
Yeah, they don't have cañiwa, but they have all the coconuts that we use. We use flake coconuts for milk. We use the the shredded coconuts for granola. There's a super nice recipe of granola here out of buckwheat, very interesting. There's a lot of super good recipes here. There's tortillas that you can have. There's amazing recipes here.
Cutting edge recipes, she's always coming up with new and better recipes, and those are on Gut Health Kitchen. So the basic ones are here. This is a good start, and then you can add from Gut Health Kitchen.
Yeah, those are extras, and they have also desserts if you want to go once in a while. Be careful. If you do a dessert, do double dosage of garlic, so you won't, your bacteria won't get activated. So yeah, so that's what we do. So go to Gut Health Kitchen for new recipes.
I would like to know, so you talked about the juicing, 1/3 carrots, 1/3 on the juicing. So I'm assuming that you must own a juicer.
Yeah, we have to have a juicer to make a juicer. Some people, it's a must to have a juicer. If you're very sick, somebody's very sick, you have to juice. Somebody has cancer, that's a must. They have to juice 3 times a day for 2 years. Because cancer, stage 3, even if it's stage 1, you want to get rid of the cancer. So you have to be very persistent, consistent, and you do have to do juices besides all the protocol. You cannot miss. I was telling this story that on Friday as I was coming here, this guy wasn't following the diet. He was following, but maybe 90%, maybe 80%. He was still going to restaurants here and there, but he had a stage 4 cancer. Cannot play with his health. So 3 months ago we talked about it. I said, okay, are you doing this, the onion broth? No, but here and there. How about the garlic, lemon? Oh, yeah, here and there. How about this? He's doing okay for somebody that's healthy, but not for somebody that has stage 4 cancer. So I said, well, when you have stage 4 cancer, you have to do strictly follow everything for 2 years. So he started doing that for 3 months. And Friday, they called me with a wife, cancer-free, and that was stage 4 because it was spread to the abdomen. So, God bless us. We can just do our best and expect miracles from it. Yeah. Another question? I guess we're doing good. It's time to close. So, thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you, Vicky. It's such a blessing. We're going to have the ginger tea now. So,
There's just a little taste of it. There's not quite enough to have anything more than the taste.
Yeah, so we put a little honey on the ginger tea. And